So YouTube has released a video response to the whole ID age verification thing. This seemed to fall under the radar because it only got 9K views in a week, and they got absolutely demolished in the comment section. So let's watch the full video and see what this YouTube employee had to say.
It's always been YouTube's goal to create safe, age-appropriate product experiences for families, including users on YouTube Kids and supervised accounts for preteens and teens. To that end, our teams are extending our efforts to protect teens with an age estimation model. We're now able to use more enhanced technology to assess if a user is under 18 and should get the protected, age-appropriate experience. The model uses a variety of signals, such as YouTube activity or the longevity of an account, to make a determination.
So in terms of longevity, we kind of already discussed this in a different video, but I've heard a lot of personal accounts from people who are saying that even though they have super old YouTube accounts, they are still being asked to show ID. This is one of my channel mods, and he said that he wanted to go live stream one time, and they asked him to show his ID, even though his account is about 15 years old. The account itself is about 15 years old, but they think that he is a minor. So I guess they think he just popped out of the womb and decided to start a YouTube channel, but you know, fair enough.
In the scenario where our systems have gotten this wrong, users can always verify using government-issued IDs, a selfie, or credit card information.
Again, I hate to nitpick here, but I'm really confused about this whole selfie thing. This is another thing I've mentioned in other videos before, but I have three main sources of information when it comes to this whole AI, YouTube, ID, age verification thing. Man, that's a mouthful. One is from another YouTube employee who made a full YouTube help article about it, and one is a YouTube official blog post about it. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because they actually offer some conflicting pieces of information. So just like that lady in that YouTube video was saying, this article is saying that you have to provide a government ID, selfie, or credit card. The reason why I say it's conflicting is if you actually go over to your YouTube settings, which I have done in another video, and go over to advanced features, then you can actually see the requirements of what you actually need to do to get your advanced features on YouTube. Things like appealing content IDs, embedding live streams, and oh yeah, making money. If you don't fulfill the requirements over here, you can't make money off this website. And as you can see over here in the requirements section, you could either have one of the following: a valid channel history, a valid ID, or a video verification. I don't see anything listed about a selfie or credit cards. Maybe they just didn't have enough space here to put those options here, I guess. I don't know, I'm just trying to give them some sort of benefit of doubt. But it says nothing about a credit card. I don't believe a credit card counts as a valid ID. Credit cards aren't typically accepted as a primary form of ID, more like a supplementary form of ID. But even if we were to give the credit card one a pass and say that counts as a valid ID, the video verification part, if you actually look at it, it says that you have to follow a video prompt where you look at your phone's camera and look up and down and stuff like that. So that's not a selfie, that's a video verification. Again, I don't mean to nitpick here, but if you guys are going to be asking us to give personal information, I want us to be exactly clear on what information you actually need from us.
If a user provides their government ID or allows an authorization on their credit card to verify their age, YouTube does not retain data from their ID or payment card for the purposes of advertising.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm being a dick, but hey, better to be safe than sorry, right? Did you guys notice exactly what she said right there? I'll go ahead and play the subtitles over here so you guys can see it. So she said that YouTube does not retain data from the ID that's collected from you for the purposes of advertising. Now, again, I could be totally wrong here, could just be nitpicking, maybe nitpicking semantics or whatever, but what do you mean by purposes of advertising? Shouldn't you not be retaining the ID at all? Like not for any purpose at all? I mean, over here in the video verification section, it says, after you establish enough channel history, then we will automatically delete your verification video that you sent. It says that right over here, word for word. So when you say that, oh, I'm not going to be retaining this for the purposes of advertising, does that mean that you're going to be retaining it for other purposes? Again, I hate to nitpick here, but man, this is about like our actual personal information that could be gathered and sold and all this type of stuff. I think it is better to be safe than sorry in these types of situations. I definitely don't like the wording of that. I would have much rather they said something like, we will not retain your data from your ID at all, or we will delete your ID and credit card.
So let's talk about impact. If our age estimation model determines that a user is under 18, YouTube will automatically apply its standard protections for teen users on the account. To be clear, all of these protections are already applied to users who tell us they're under 18 when making their account. Teen users will have digital well-being tools like bedtime reminders turned on by default. Recommendations will be adjusted to limit content that, while acceptable in isolation, could become problematic for some younger viewers when viewed repeatedly. And teen users won't be served personalized ads.
Now, I know I've spent like the last 4 or 5 days like kind of shitting on YouTube, but I will admit if they're serious about the disabling personalized advertising thing for kids, I actually think that's a really good idea. I mean, shit, I don't like personalized ads either, and I'm a grown man. So for that one, I'll give them credit. It's actually good that they're not targeting children with their advertising, or at least they say they're not.
Based on our age estimation model, we'll apply some additional protections for creators, including setting uploads as private by default and restricting the ability to earn from gifts on vertical live streams. As a result of this update, some creators should expect a shift in their audience categorized as teens. We estimate this will have limited impact for most creators.
So another question I have, when they say that they're going to set uploads to private for people who are under 18, does that mean that those videos are going to be private forever, or can they be unprivated? I'm sure there might be some information provided in one of these articles, but so far I just see them saying that they're going to set uploads as private by default for anyone. I assume they'll give you the option to unprivate your uploads, or at least I hope. I don't know. I'm not really too sure about that one.
Viewer age in YouTube Analytics is currently based on the age provided by the user. However, the team intends to update this in the future and will keep you posted.
In terms of the audience demographics that she was referring to, she means these over here. These are my current audience demographics, where we have the majority being 18 to 24 at 32.5%, and then 25 to 34 years is next with 31.9%. So based on those changes, I believe our viewership should be more in the 18 to 24 and above range as opposed to 13 and 17. But obviously this will highly vary based on what type of content that you post. I'm pretty sure Cocomelons for this one is probably like 80% or something.
This will be gradually rolling out in the US over the coming months, beginning August 13th, 2025. The team knows this is a lot to digest, so we'll leave more info below, but please ask your questions or leave feedback in the comments, and we'll pass it on to the team working on this.
So the rest of the video is just about other random YouTube updates, but let's go see how the comments section reacted to this news. So before we go read their replies, I do notice that they did ignore the top voted replies in their comment section. All of these AI features, and you can't figure out how to solve the bot comments issue on your platform. Can't argue with that one. Yikes, guys, you are making not logging in the best way to use YouTube. Also, I noticed your wording. You don't keep the ID or CC info for advertising purposes. Do you keep it for other purposes then? Dude, exactly. This is an exact point that I made earlier. I mean, it just seemed like a little bit of weird wording. I'm so glad somebody else said that, so I'm not crazy here. But anyways, let's go read some of the comments that they replied to. If I suddenly get a hit of nostalgia and want to watch a bunch of cartoons from the 1980s on YouTube, is that going to mark me as an 8-year-old because their videos marked as, quote, for kids? There's one channel I watch that does nothing but nostalgia retrospectives on stuff from decades past, including many kid series and toy lines. How does your system differentiate between an adult with a nostalgia kick and an actual child watching retro children's programming? Creator Insider says, our age estimation model uses machine learning to interpret a variety of signals, including YouTube activity and the longevity of an account, to make a determination. The team is confident that these signals help correctly account for user behavior and make a determination based on the overall data. And as is always the case, in the scenario where our age estimation model has got this wrong, you can always verify your age by using government issued ID, a selfie, or your credit card information. Again, with the selfie thing, is it a selfie, a video verification, or can you do either or? Really confused on what they want there. So another reply, this person said, well, as comments have been invited, age estimation handled by AI sounds like an absolutely terrible idea. The automation that governs other aspects of YouTube doesn't work properly, so why should we expect this to? I can foresee a number of problems. First, you're going to encounter resistance simply because people won't feel comfortable sharing personal information to verify their age. You might think, oh, well, they're lost, but that will in real terms shrink your user base and viewership. Secondly, you're going to get a lot of pushback from creators on this platform who publish videos on subjects that might be considered primarily of interest to children. For example, toy collectors, video game channels, retrospectives of old cartoons, or kids' TV shows. God damn, I sound like Eminem and Rap God. Anyways, you have a chance here to avoid doing a lot of damage to yourselves and your user base by simply not going forward with what you have proposed. It's an easy, sensible thing and just this idea. Creator Insider replies and said, thanks for this feedback. The team is focused on getting this right and will roll out the feature carefully over the next couple of months to monitor for issues. We wanted to clarify a few points. No one is required to provide their ID on YouTube. If our age estimation model determines you are under 18, you'll be notified. If you believe it's correct, you have the option to verify with your government ID, selfie, or credit card. Users can choose not to submit ID, and the rest of them is just restating stuff that they've already said. So this was something that I said in another video too, but just to clarify, yeah, we're not required to provide our ID to use YouTube, but for my fellow YouTube creators, you are certainly required to provide ID if you are marked as under 18 by YouTube if you want to make any money at all on the platform. So yes, you're not required, but you are basically heavily encouraged. They have more replies to comments, but they just keep restating the things that they've said before. A lot of the responses do seem pretty automated. So yeah, YouTube pretty predictably has gotten a lot of backlash for these changes, and they are, I guess, trying to react and do a little bit of damage control, saying, yeah, we have confidence in our automatic signals. You guys will be fine. Just trust us. And by the way, we'll definitely delete all the information you guys send us. Just, trust us. So something I made a community post about as well is a lot of people are telling me that they've been unsubscribed from the channel recently. I know that that's been a glitch that has been around on YouTube for a long time, but I feel like it's not really a coincidence that I keep making videos criticizing YouTube, and all of a sudden I'm getting hundreds of people saying that they've been unsubbed from the channel randomly. So please be sure to leave a like and a comment to help in the algorithm, and be sure to subscribe to notifications on if you want to see more videos. And if they do Kamehameha my main channel off the website, I do have another YouTube channel, DeepHumor Gaming, where I upload gaming videos. Be sure to go over there and subscribe as well in case my main channel gets banned, and if you like gaming videos. I've also been having regular updates on my Twitter as well, so be sure to follow me at DeepHumor if you want to see the latest updates about this whole AI thing. And no, I'm not paying for this shit. They call me Cheap Humor for a reason. But yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you guys all so much for the support recently. I'll do my best to keep giving you guys more updates. Please be sure to leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. See ya.